And the other movie I took in this weekend was Rango, which you would be hard pressed to have not seen an ad for Rango at this point. I mean, they really kind of cased everything with it, and that's good and bad. The movie stars it kind of reunites the Pirates of the Caribbean team if you think about it, because it's directed by Gore Verbinski, who directed the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Johnny Depp stars as the lead character, who's a chameleon in basically a Wild West setting, and Nighy comes in as the bad guy, as Rattlesnake Jake, and you've probably seen him in the trailers, the big rattlesnake. That's voiced by Bill Nighy. So, kind of bringing that team back together. But the idea is that Depp plays this lizard without a name. We actually never get his real name. And at the beginning, he's a household pet. He's an actor. He's acting opposite the things that are in his tank, which happen to be a headless torso of a Barbie doll. So it's got, the boobs and the arms. A palm tree, whose performance he calls very wooden, and a wind-up goldfish, and that's where the damn goldfish comes into play from all the advertisements. So he's interacting with those, and the tank gets spilled out of the car while they're traveling across the desert, and he ends up in the desert on this adventure. It's very existential. It's kind of funny that I would see at the same time that I would see the Adjustment Bureau, which is also very existential. What choices do we make that are our own? What do we get to do of our own? But it's very existential in that he doesn't really know who he is. Who am I? What is my role here in life? And then when he comes to the desert, that just is exemplified by now he's in a new location. How does he redefine himself? And he decides to take on this persona, and he kind of exaggerates his adventures, very Back to the Future 3 kind of, claiming stuff that he hasn't really done type thing. And then they end up making him sheriff of this small town called Dirt, which is an apt name because the commodity being traded in this desert setting is water. Water is not only something they need for life, but it also is their money, their financial measurement. So the town is low on water, and they're kind of counting on him to come in and save the day and save them from the bad guys, and also help them find new water.
This sounds like every Western I've ever seen.
It actually, it's funny because...
in the best possible way.
Doc Rotten, in his review, I think it's great we got our horror guy writing our animated reviews now. It's like, I've been going on for years about animated movies on the podcast, and now I'm not even the one reviewing, and we have our horror guy doing that. No, I'm glad he volunteered to do it. I knew I'd talk about it here on the podcast. So, he compared it to, the Clint Eastwood movies and very classic Westerns, and flat out said in his review that it probably will do more to reestablish the Western than True Grit did with all the accolades that it got. And I almost agree with it, but it, to me, was more Blazing Saddles. It's almost parodying the Western genre. It's almost, making light of it, making fun of it, but and having fun with it. And I never felt like Blazing Saddles was just having fun at the expense of the Western. I felt like it knew it was contributing to the Western genre, and it was just trying to have fun with that, and Mel Brooks was just trying to have fun with that. I feel like Rango's the same boat. They play with a lot of the same Western tropes that, you see. In fact, the town of Dirt looks very much, we go back to it, very much designed like the town from Silverado, which we've heard has been reused time and time again, and now we're in an animated world, and we're still using that same layout for a Western town, but I like it. It works. I think there were sequences in this that could have been straight out of a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Like, literally, I sat there watching and going, wow, Captain Jack Sparrow could do this, but this actually works better because it's an animated movie. So I liked that. And there are elements of it that, that really work. There are parodies or send-ups, like, at one point, the bad guys arrive riding bats, and what plays as they appear on the horizon but the Flight of the Valkyries. So you have that Apocalypse Now moment there, and it's great. It's like, oh my god, some great punchlines, and Johnny Depp is very fit in the title character. I mean, he makes this character really work. Existential battle going on, who is he, but also the comedic moments, and it really gives Depp a chance to shine without having to be on screen. And so he carries it in a completely different way. But it is the animated movie to beat. I mean, right off the bat, it will be. I think Pixar will have to really pull something special in order to make this beat this. And we have Kung Fu Panda 2 coming out this summer and some other animated movies, but I think this is the one to beat. 5 stars.
Wow, and? Water?
And the wind-up goldfish. What's wrong with you? I mean, come on. I've been wondering about the wind-up goldfish for weeks now, and or months now, ever since I saw the very first trailer. If you didn't see it, the teaser trailer had nothing about the chameleon, had nothing about the story, nothing about it being a Western. It was just a shot of the highway with the wind-up goldfish crossing. And like, ever since then, I was like, what the hell's up with the goldfish? And here we go. So now we finally know.
Nice.